Hi, welcome to Books to Boardrooms with Dr. Kiran, and today I have the privilege of having Ms. Nisrine. Ms. Nisrine is a Chief Commercial Officer at CMC Hospital in Dubai. Nisrine, thanks a lot for your valuable time. Can you just give a little background about yourself as well as the hospital you're working as the Chief Commercial Officer?
Thank you, Dr. Kiran, for having me today. My name is Nisrine Frem. I'm heading the commercial department at CMC. I have almost 14 years experience in healthcare in UAE. Previous to CMC, I was heading HR department in other facility in UAE. The hospital is a full-fledged hospital with all services basically. Very advanced now. It's accredited by JCI and it has affiliation with Johns Hopkins US. So it's been 2 years that the hospital is open. We're still in the building phase, but it's doing great so far.
So, one of the reasons when I gone through your profile to see that, somebody who I want to interview, I've interviewed people who hold positions like CEOs, CMOs, CTOs, but Chief Commercial Officer is not a very common designation I have seen. So can you just throw a light more into who is a Chief Commercial Officer, and you being a Chief Commercial Officer, what are the activities you are involved in?
Yeah, well, Chief Commercial Officer basically wears different hats. One of them, business development, marketing, and as well as HR. So also finance. So in healthcare, it's a very new position. It looks like more sales in healthcare, which lots of people can't really actually relate to. But because of the high competition now in UAE, every hospital and every healthcare facility will actually need some sales because competition is crazy, to be honest. So what I do is I have to think outside the box. Anything that generates money to the hospital, any new idea that can add value to the hospital and the experience of the patient, I should come up with. So basically I have to communicate with marketing, I have to communicate with the business development department, with finance and HR, because in healthcare, who generates money for us is basically the physicians and our people. So I would actually also be involved in recruitment, top surgeons who can bring different ideas, different services such as robotics. In CMC we have robotics. So I had also to look into JCI accreditation that actually will add value to the hospital, affiliation with Johns Hopkins US that will add value to the hospital, that will also generate money to us. So this is what I will be doing basically. It's a lot of pieces that I have to put them all together.
See, when you take any normal organization, a sales organization, right?
Yeah.
So when you say generating revenue, there's only one way, selling of product. And so for selling of the product, you bring in basically more customers. So the activity is more about price discounts and offers, so that you pull the customer into your retail outlet and sales.
Yeah.
But when the hospital, the revenue generation has a completely different terminology. I don't come to a hospital because there's a 50% discount on fees, right? So there has to, I'm sick or my relative is sick, hence I come. So can you throw a little more idea, what are the various verticals where hospitals can make money, and then you focus on those areas? So like one of the interesting area you told is about doctors. So a common person looks doctor as he's an employee, and we are going there, but you put a different perspective that depending upon the capabilities and features of a particular doctor, that brings in more revenue. So can you throw a little more light onto that?
Of course, in healthcare, it's very sensitive when it comes to sales because, I mean, let's be realistic. People come to the hospital because they are sick, but hospital also has another department that can bring money and generates money with discounts such as aesthetic, let's say. Those people does not come because they are sick. They're coming because they want to have more Botox, they want to have a plastic surgery. So this is an area that, yes, we can do some sales and discount and special promotion. But when it comes to generation and when someone is basically sick, so let's say you want to do I don't know, a woman comes for a laparoscopy procedure. Another hospital will do it manually. But at CMC, we have came up with a robotics. So basically, it's a minor stitches, minor procedure that can be done in the hospital. Lots of women does not want stitches or scars after that. So as Chief Commercial Officer, I have to look basically at even the machines, equipment, not only the person who can do the skills, because not every surgeon can do robotics. So we look at hiring someone who can add more value than other physicians, you know. So that's what we do. That's why we are trying to be more different than other hospital and other providers. So we come up, even I will have to look into the robotics, the machine itself, you know. So what kind of equipment we should have that it's different. Yes, in the hospital, the most generators are doctors. So we don't have basically a product. The product is basically the doctor and their qualification and their actually service itself. So if you bring an amazing doctor who does robotics, but you don't bring a robot for them, they won't be able really to perform properly. You will be doing the same at other facilities. So this is what we look at. One side is the discounts and the promotions and for non-sick patient, but then for the sick patient as well, we provide them with advanced technology. Even the visiting program from John Hopkins, a lot of people now does not want to really fly to the US, and it costs them really lots of money. So we actually brought the doctors from the US here, so for second opinion as well. So this is how we can do it as sales, but in healthcare, I can't call it sales, you know, so it needs to be in a different direction.
So when you talked about the equipments, fine. In most of the cases, this equipment manufacturers will contact you and say that we have the latest technology and it is, you know, 100% scarf proof, etc., etc. That's pretty easy for you. They contact you. But when it comes to doctors, it is evolving. Like there's a lot of disruption happening in the medical sector. A lot of new medicines, a lot of new way of surgeries are happening. As you told, robotic is one among them. So how you find out where are these good doctors and what is your expertise in that area? So do you really play a role in terms of hand picking these doctors and then you bring to your organization? So can you tell me that?
You know, I always say Dubai is, for me, it's like it's a small, especially in healthcare, it's a small community and your reputation flies with you everywhere. So if I'm picking a doctor from the country, so who's been in the country, their reputation is, I mean, everybody knows about them. So I really look at reputation, patient feedback as well, and then their qualification. And it's not only me, there is a committee, which is a CMO, but Chief Medical Officer also, who's getting involved, Chief People Person as well involved in this, the HR itself, the CEO itself. So we assist and see which doctor is the best when it comes to inside the country. From outside the country, we also, it's a reputation, it's also service, education. So we try to focus on American board, British boards, because they are really, at the moment here, it's most trustable than others. So so this is how we actually pick the doctors: reputation and skills, qualification.
So being a chief commercial officer, you play a very important role in picking the doctor, right?
I mean, I've been here for 14 years working with doctors, so I myself have a lot of connection of doctors. So you know everybody is good, but you know who is special with their service than the others, you know.
So now let's take one set. You told one, okay, of course, now you got a great product for the doctors. The service is amazing because it's the service industry. Now, you said that you are also playing a little bit of a role in marketing. So now, for example, your hospital hired a fantastic doctor. I mean, he is great and you have the excellent tools. Now, how you communicate this to your customers? So what are the tools or what are the mediums through which you communicate to your customer that, yes, see, in our hospital, CMC got this doctor, we have these facilities, come and experience it. So what is the communication strategy?
Well, additional to social media, which everybody is doing it, and then sending an SMS to our patients, and we try to go to the community and to insurance company. Community means I can go to, I don't know, certain women's clubs, and then bring this doctor to do a talk and a wellness check for them. I can do an open day mini check for them in the hospital. I go to big organization through insurance company where I do, let's say, a full day of checkup, medical checkup. I'll take the doctor with me, they do a talk, they talk to people. So we try basically to do hands-on into the community. It's difficult to market a doctor. I mean, they're not a product. So we try to come across and around the wellness check to actually bring this doctor and with their services.
And currently you're can you tell me how many branches you have, or you're basically operating with one major or where is your
So at the moment, the hospital is Anajat Daf. It's only one hospital. We're planning to open different different satellite clinic in the coming few years around UAE. But we have one in Beirut started 20 years back, and there is in 2024 we start the London hospital as well. So those are the plans for the time being.
how you see the competition landscape in this market, because there are so many hospitals, there are so many groups of hospitals.
Yeah.
Being an independent single hospital, how you see the competition, how challenging it is?
It is, to be honest, very, very challenging. First, the name is very new to the market. It's well known in Beirut, but in UAE, people doesn't know about it. And we're really playing against very, very big, stable names here. So that's why we're trying to come and bring different services comparing to other places. We're trying to upscale, actually, and the whole experience of the patient. We're working on it. Like, we try to treat the patient as not only a number as other hospitals. So trying really to treat the patient as a VIP when they come in. So even the hospital looks like a hotel if you walk in, you know. It's a small hospital, it's like a less than 100 bed. So that's why we're trying to focus on the experience itself of the patient rather than being like other hospitals.
So you create a differentiation for the customer by through their experience when they come.
Of course.
So, but does it comes with a price? I mean, how does?
Of course.
Okay.
It comes to the price, but now the big players are the insurance company and healthcare. So let's be realistic. No one can live in UAE if they don't have an insurance. So we do depend on the insurance company and what we have already negotiated as rate. But we also do medical tourism. So we get also patients coming from abroad to come and do their surgeries at the hospital, because we are very well known with medical tourism since Beirut history.
I think that was the next question,
Yeah.
which how important medical tourism plays a role in you getting more customers for your clinic and hospital.
I believe the market has totally changed. I mean, since I started my career in UAE 13, 14 years back, we were like just a couple of hospitals and would actually drive an hour maybe to reach a hospital. Right now, in maybe my area where I live, maybe there's 3 hospitals. So I do have different choices actually to go wherever I want to go. So now we're all fighting for the same patient, and the only way we can survive moving forward as having more hospitals coming is actually depending on medical tourism. And Dubai has proven now that lots of people would love to come here. They have actually would like to buy properties. The visa changes as well, the 10 years visa, the investment visa, the green visa, different kind of things. So people are actually considering Dubai as a safe country as well. Really high equipped hospitals, really good physicians, to come here. So now, let's say the African countries like Nigeria, Uganda, Ghana, they consider Dubai now as like their first actually destination to come here. So definitely there's a lot of work to be done in the medical tourism, but I think the government is working on it, and then we as hospital, we're supporting also the strategy of the government to get more patients from outside the country. So this is the only way forward to actually get patients coming to Dubai and do their treatment here. This is the only way forward. As hospital, we can survive in the next few years.
So actually, so in the other way, what you're saying is that Dubai promoting health or medical tourism is really helping for a lot of hospitals, considering the number of hospitals increase for them to sustain, they need more customers.
Yeah.
So, and then you think that the customers are now starting from African countries and other GCC countries flying here.
Yeah.
And definitely, you know, differentiation is created in terms of having a great infrastructure. As you said, that's what the way you walk into your hospital is more like walking into a 5-star hotel in that respect.
Yeah.
So that means you see customer as the most important thing, right? So that's the reason you are making. So how important is customer service as a chief commercial officer? You look into. You got a great doctor. You have great technique. Your infrastructure is great. So what sort of interaction you have as a chief commercial officer with customers, and or is it a separate service section will take care of that?
I don't deal with customers directly, but I have an influence, especially when it comes to call center. When you are sick or you walk into the emergency directly, so your staff in the emergency, from the welcoming, from the valet parking to the receptionist to the nurse, should be actually very helpful. So we work on extended training for those people from customer service. So this is very important because first impression is important. The call center plays a very big role because when someone wants to book an appointment with a patient, they will first with a doctor, they will first call the hospital. So we work on having the call center 24 hours ready to talk to help the patient. They have most of all the information about each doctor. They know what they are, where to book the patient, and how and when. So we actually invested a lot of training in our first, what do you call it, the first touch of the patient to the hospital, from the ER department to the call center, and moving forward to other departments as well. So I'll just have to make sure that the staff are trained well, so through the marketing department and through HR.
So from whatever I heard from your side in terms of Chief Commercial Officer, now you told about finance, marketing, HR, operations, even the infrastructure, customers. So there's everything you are actually having a role or play a role in that. So being a Chief Commercial Officer, I would like to end this interview by asking this question: what makes you successful? Like, what are the qualities you think that a person should have to be a great commercial officer, considering the person need to have knowledge in all different operations of the organization?
Yeah, well, to be a Chief Commercial Officer, you should at least play a role in every department before taking this position. So I had this opportunity to play different roles in my previous organization. So to be able to succeed, you need to be a team player. So because you work with different departments, you need to be someone open to new ideas as well. You need someone to be curious. So actually, and someone who has lots of connection, someone who likes to learn new stuff as well, someone active. Yeah, I think those the most important actually skills and stuff that you should have to be able to succeed. You need to really be able to work and accept others and other opinion, and open-minded. Yeah.
So to summarize what you told, of course, hands-on experience in every department is the key, because then only you understand what's happening. On the secondary side, you need to have a lot of soft skills, like a team player. You need to be empathetic and you need to have a passion. Then only you'll be able to be a successful commercial officer.
I believe
Thanks
so.
a lot, Nisrine, for sharing.
Thank you, Doctor.
As I told you, it's very important for me to get you to say what exactly a Chief Commercial Officer does. Thanks a lot for sharing that. Thanks a lot for giving an insight into the medical industry in this region, the competition landscape. I'm sure a lot of students, I have a lot of students who work in the medical sector, SEHA and other Cleveland Hospital, etc. So they find this interview much more interesting. They can relate it. I think that's one of the most important thing. And those who are in various positions in hospital, you show them a growth path that, moving departments will help them to one day reach a commercial, because these are the organizations that are now creating this position.
Yeah.
So thanks a lot for sharing this information, and thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot.